Hello, everyone. Thank you for having us here at the 2022 IOHSK Virtual Conference. I wish we were able to present our research critique in person and interact with our audience because we all put a lot of effort into this. Anyways, we're here representing the California State University San Bernardino Kinesiology Department. My name is Corey Simmons, and this is my first year in this program at Cal State San Bernardino.
My name is Vanessa Uribe, and I'm a junior here at Cal State San Bernardino.
My name is Liliana Espinosa, and I am also a junior at Cal State San Bernardino.
Hello, my name is Salvador Torres, and I am also a junior here at Cal State.
Today we are presenting a research critique on effects of regular classes in outdoor education settings, a systematic review on students' learning, social, and health dimensions. In the study critiqued, the authors reviewed literature regarding outdoor education programs. Outdoor education programs include learning that occurs outside of the classroom, Uteskole, which is a Scandinavian concept of outdoor school, Friluftsliv, which is a Nordic concept of getting outdoors, outdoor adventure education, and forest school. These programs have been harder to come by, especially in America. Benefits of outdoor education programs include social and personal development, improved academic achievement, and increased physical activity. The benefits of outdoor education programs showed that they should be used more often across the country as well as the globe. Here is a quick example of students in an outdoor education program, specifically forest school. The purpose of this study was to compare and review articles explaining the advantages and disadvantages of outdoor education programs among compulsory schools.
The methods that they used were online database to identify English and German language pre-reviewed journal articles with any outcomes on a student level. They had two independent analysts gradually screen all the titles and abstracts of the studies specific to this criteria to make a decision whether it should be included or excluded for the study. If there is a disagreement between those two reviewers, it would be resolved through a discussion or by referring to a third reviewer. They found 13 different articles with varying opinions on outside education programs. These 13 articles had to be from standard compulsory schools and have curriculum based on OEP. What they used to search these articles was two components, objective and the setting. Objective represented relevant terms for outdoor education programs, such as outdoor teaching or learning outside the classroom. For setting, it described the educational environment, such as a school or curriculum. They only included studies meeting the following criteria: all type of study designs, such as control group designs or case studies, any type of formal school or curriculum based on outdoor education programs involving children and adolescents ages from 5 to 18. It had regular weekly or bi-weekly classes in a natural or cultural environment outside the classroom with at least 4 hours of compulsory educational activities per week over a period of at least 2 months, and at least one reported outcome on a student level.
The research study categorized outcomes of 13 studies on regular school and curriculum outdoor education settings. Amongst 13 of those studies, 7 studies reported outcomes on learning dimension, 8 studies on social dimension, 2 studies reported on students' physical activity, 1 study on students' mental health. Results found that in 8 of the studies, positive effects were portrayed in the social dimension. 7 studies portrayed positive effects in the learning dimension, and 1 study on students' mental health demonstrated no significant effect on mental health. Another study on students' action regulation behavior increased their variability in children's choices of activity during classes, thus more exposure to different activities. Lastly, 1 study on students' environmental attitude and behavior, which made students more aware of environmental projects. To conclude, the number of identified studies on regular compulsory school and curriculum-based outdoor education programs is relatively low. In addition, these 13 evaluated studies showed wide diversity in respect of the aims, participant groups, learning environments, methods used, and reported effects. And the methodological quality is on average. However, tendencies were found which indicate that regular compulsory school and curriculum-based outdoor education programs can advance students in the physical, psychological, learning, and social dimensions. The included studies are very diverse in respect to their study design, methods and instruments, and learning environments and measured outcomes. The authors categorized measured outcomes and presented the results of each study according to the study design. Now we will be moving forward with Salvador.
Thank you, Liliana. For our critique, overall, the search appeared to do its due diligence in clarifying and breaking down its search results to fit the criteria to serve their purpose, which was the effect of regular classes in outdoor settings to measure learning, social, and health dimensions. Any observer must understand the context of international schooling compared to the US. As research showed, only 4 American studies and the rest were international. The other countries included were from Denmark, the United Kingdom, and Germany. However, there needs to be more American studies for educators to be inventive before incorporating OEP. International schooling is vastly different to American schooling, and the research was considerate to that difference. Notable positive traits in the search included recent studies, no more than 5 years ago, students aged 5 to 18 years of age, and no substantial bias. They also presented obstacles for teachers, including the cost of transportation, extra teachers, travel time, and teacher qualifications. These are important factors to consider for future educators when contemplating OEP. As a relatively young field, the researchers acknowledge that the findings were tendencies that positively showed outdoor education certainly influences social, academic, physical, and psychological dimensions. This is an important analysis to take into account, as 13 studies isn't convincing at this point in time. Thus, the only drawback is that there needs to be more research on this topic, as the idea of OEP shows great potential. The idea of OEP is out of the box, to say the least, but we can't ignore the effects that COVID has on this generation, who have been plagued with sedentary habits. This approach can inspire the youth to interact with their environment and revisit these activities as adults for a lifelong love of the outdoors.
Our group felt this article was meaningful to us because we all fall under the same pedagogy emphasis and enjoy being in the outdoors. Personally, I have gained a lot from being outdoors throughout my childhood, not only educationally, but also in my day-to-day life. I hope to see schools go more towards an outdoor learning environment in the future. Thank you all so much for joining us here at the 2022 IOHSK conference, and we look forward to interacting with you in the near future.